The snake and the forbidden fruit. We've all heard this story. Tell me how you remember it. What was the forbidden fruit? You're like me. The forbidden fruit is obviously an apple.
Do you ever wonder where the brand name Apple really came from? I did not until this morning. Steve Jobs co-created Apple with 2 other people, and somewhere along the line, the brand name of Apple was chosen. If you have ever created anything that needed a name, maybe a child, for instance, do you think about that name? Do you bat those ideas for names around in your head, and do you talk about it? You picture it. Does this name mean something? Will this name fit? How did the creative team around this billion-dollar company, how did this name come about? I don't really know. Now, this question has never been on my mind before, and I've never thought about it before, because why would I? But this morning, while I was making my bed, preparing for my day, I suddenly had this thought come into my mind. It was kind of an epiphany. It came out of nowhere, and I just thought of course most of these devices and boxes, they're named Apple. There's a significance to it. Do you remember the first sin that started it all? The serpent and the apple and the man and the woman named Adam and Eve. Of course, the name of this is Apple. God doesn't make any mistakes. Think about this today and think about the significance of this. There are no coincidences. I want you to start looking at the addictions to these apples and us consuming these apples for hours a day. Think about it. The enemy is stealing from us in the form of time and brain cells and deceiving us with lies using an apple. So I have a question for you. Do you like apples? You are immersed in spiritual warfare with these. Now, how do you like those apples?
The snake and the forbidden fruit. We've all heard this story. Tell me how you remember it. What was the forbidden fruit? You're like me. The forbidden fruit is obviously an apple, and it was in the Garden of Eden, and the snake tempted Eve with the apple. But in this timeline, it was never stated that it was an apple. Nope, not in the Bible. It was never stated what the fruit was in the Garden of Eden. Millions of people remember reading it. Millions of people remember seeing it in the Bible. It is not there anymore. It was never stated what the forbidden fruit was. In the book of Genesis, in the Old Testament, we have the Hebrew word peri, which means fruit, but does not specifically mean apple. At that time, in that region, the fruit could have been a fig, it could have been a grape, it could have been a pear. The question is, there was never a debate. We all assumed that it was an apple. We were all taught that it was an apple. If there is no room for interpretation, we all came to the consensus that it is an apple. Where did it come from? More importantly, what do you remember? Do you remember seeing it? Do you remember reading it? Let me know.
This has been a Pinguinati production. If you'd like to support the channel, links are in the description.